Another week, another top 10 most anticipated. Which ones are you looking forward to buying next week? Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions of what comic books to buy. And today, guys, I'm bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comic books for April 7th, 2021. That's right, guys, it's never too early to start that pull list for next week. And hopefully, like I said earlier, this helps you make decisions of what comic books to buy. But before we get started, guys, if you're interested in entering to my Road to 10K X-Men giveaway, guys, stay tuned to the end of this video to find out how you can win these fabulous X-Men prizes. All right, guys, so let's get started this week with the hot seat. Now, the hot seat is the book where I could pick up or I could leave behind, but I think I'm kind of leaning towards picking this one up because I'm very desperate when it comes to a Green Lantern book, and this is Green Lantern issue 1, done by DC Comics, of course. And what has me kind of going, oh boy, what's this story going to be about, is that we got Teen Lantern on the cover facing off against a Guardian. Like, how old is Teen Lantern? How long has it been around? And how does Teen Lantern have the respect, or, you know, out of all the lanterns there, to go against a Guardian, right? So I just don't know what to expect. Supposedly, though, we are getting other Green Lanterns in this book. It could be good, and I just want something different besides Grant Morrison Green Lantern. So we'll see what this comic has for us, and this one is 32 pages, and this one is $4. All right, so moving on now to the official countdown, kicking it off with number 10. And number 10 goes to Eniac issue 2. Now, I got issue 1, but it was so far delayed by like 2 weeks, I never got a chance to read the first issue. So I'm still anticipating this second issue, even though I didn't read the first one, because I heard that this first issue was so good. So when I get the second issue, I'm going to read these issues back to back, and then I'll have a better understanding of what this story is truly about. And that's why this book is a little bit lower on the list either. It wouldn't be fair to give it a number 1 ranking when I haven't even read the first issue. All I know, this book was hot, especially that first issue, as it went for like $150 on eBay. Hey, I was just happy that I got a copy of it, right? So that's just the added bonus if that still goes for that much money, I guess. All right, so let's move on to number 9. And number 9 goes to a new Image book. This is called Silver Coin issue 2. This is a horror anthology book. Now, the cover here alone, the main one, looks pretty awesome as someone is playing a guitar. But I don't know if they're playing a guitar until their fingers bleed or something. Like, because since this is a horror book, there's got to be some kind of story behind it, right? So we have a collaboration of Chip Zdarsky, Kelly Thompson, Ed Brisson, and Jeff Lemire are all writing in this book. There's some big names here. So this is why this actually makes the countdown this week. And an added bonus, it's a horror book. I love horror books. The only sad thing is that, yes, it's an anthology book, and I'm not a fan of anthology books of many different stories. But nevertheless, we'll see what it has to offer. It could be great writing, and this could take off. So we'll see what happens. And this is issue 1. I think I said that. I don't know if I said issue 1 or if I said issue 2, but I wrote down issue 2 and it's issue 1. So it's $3.99. All right, so let's move on to number 8. And number 8 goes to Suicide Squad issue 2, Assault on Arkham. This is part 2. So in the very first issue of this, we got to see kind of like the formation of the team and whatnot. There was nothing here, though, that really excited me about the Suicide Squad. I mean, it was good. It was an adequate book, but it wasn't a very memorable book. But why I'm anticipating this book is because it's crossing over with Teen Titans, and I think or Titans Academy, and that's why I'm anticipating this. I'm thinking the story is going to ramp up a little bit. I just want to see what this book has to offer in the long term, and if it doesn't interest me after this first initial story arc with this book crossing over with Titans Academy, then I might drop it. We'll see what happens with it. So this one is 32 pages, and this is $4. All right, next, moving on to number 7. This one goes to Geiger issue 1. Hopefully I said that right. This is the book that's coming out from Image Comics that's done by Geoff Johns. Now, I totally forgot this book was being released, and when I was doing my research on books coming out this week, I was like, oh, that's right. Geoff Johns got an independent comic coming out. And so I automatically got super excited for this because it's like, Geoff Johns is a brilliant writer, and I want to see what he does in the independent side of things, right? We got Scott Snyder that did Nocturna, and I love that book. So I'm just very curious to see what is here when it comes to this Geiger book. This one is 32 pages, $4. Hopefully you guys will check this out. All right, next, coming in at number 6, this goes to The Return of Seven Secrets. This is issue 7. This one is done by Tom Taylor. I'm happy this book is coming back. We've gotten to see the first story arc had to do with the introduction of our characters, and there's these crazy briefcases that got these crazy secrets, and when you open up one of these briefcases, it has like these crazy powers, and we get to see these two groups fighting against each other. The good guy group kind of escaped from the other people, and they opened one of the cases. You finally got to see what a case did, and it brought them to this completely different world. And they don't even know where they're at, and somehow they got to get back to where they're at now. Truly, truly interesting book. It's so good, and this one is 32 pages, $4. It's got this anime style of artwork. If you guys haven't read it, I definitely say find a trade and read the first 6 issues. This is done by Boom Studios. All right, next, coming in at number 5, we've got a lot of independent comics this week. We have Firepower issue 10. And the only description that it gives is that the tragic life of Owen Johnson becomes more tragic. Now, if you guys have read Firepower and you've kept up with it, Owen Johnson is a man that went into this place that was in the mountains. He was trying to find, history about his real parents. He learned the lost art of creating a fireball, firepower, right? He had his sensei, everything else. He actually met this girl who he was very close to. He would consider her a significant other. Supposedly she has died. And based off of the last issue, we find out, spoiler, that this girl is alive. And his wife knows all about this female and how much he's had feelings for her and stuff like that. How is Owen Johnson going to find out if he finds out that she is alive? He doesn't know yet. You as a reader knows that. Really interesting story. Great action. Awesome family dynamic. This is a book you want to read. This is Robert Kirkman's best work in a while. Definitely suggest you guys pick this one up. Again, 32 pages, $4. All right, next we go on to number 4. Number 4 goes to Batman issue 107. This is The Cowardly Lot Part 2, Legend of the Ghostmaker Part 1. So you're going to get a story of the Ghostmaker, find out a little bit more of his history in here. And then you're also going to get the continuation of the Batman story. I'm trying to remember what happened in the last issue. I thought we got the introduction to the Scarecrow. We get to see, I guess, a little bit of the magistrate that happens. I think we're getting this new character called the Gardener in this one as well. So there's just a lot of things going on when it comes to Batman. Oracle's in here again, and I just know, I think Jillian March did the artwork in this, and the artwork was gorgeous. I love the last issue, even though I can't quite remember 100% everything that went on in it. I just remembered that I enjoyed it, and I'm happy that Batman is back again. This book is 40 pages. You're going to pay $5 for this one because, remember, you're getting that Ghostmaker story at the end. Whether you care about that, that's up to you. I'm just giving you the information. All right. Next, coming in at number 3, and talking about Nocturna, we have Nocturna issue 2, done by Scott Snyder, and let me just tell you, that first issue was awesome about this female and how everything just went dark, and she was blind at one point herself, and she had corrective surgery so she could see again, and just for everything to go dark again. But in the real world, it was just so awesome, man. And you get to see how people, when they live outside in the dark, they become these things called shades, and they multiply, and they got to do battle. And now our female here by the name of Val has to bring 2 passengers back to the other side of town for whatever reason, and we found out that we get like an enemy or whatever, and he says, I need to find this old man because he's the one that created the darkness. So you're like, oh, okay. And so we actually get a realization that this old man and this granddaughter or son that she's taking, could be behind everything that's going on. Really good book. I love the character Val here and just her story. The artwork was gorgeous by Tony S. Daniel. Phenomenal book. This is $3.99, guys. $4. All right, so moving on to number 2. This goes to King in Black, Venom issue 34. These tie-ins for this King in Black series has been awesome when it comes to the Venom side of things, okay? When it comes to King in Black, it's been delayed. I think people are kind of over it by now, but they want to see how it concludes. And here's the description that it says. This is it. After a pulse-pounding race to the finish, Venom issue 34 stands as the series' final tie-in to the King in Black epic. But is this issue also the end of the Venom symbiote as we know it? From the maestros Donny Cates, Ivan Coelho, and Jesus Aburtov, this one sets the stage for Venom issue 200 and everything that follows. And if you're following legacy numbering, guys, this is issue 199, one away until Donny Cates' final hurrah on Venom. I am so looking forward to this. 28 pages. And I think it's $3.99. Maybe $4.99. I don't know. It doesn't say. So with that being said, moving on to the number 1 most anticipated comic book for next week. That one goes to the conclusion of King in Black. This is issue 5. What's a god to a no believer or a non-believer? Excuse me. That's all the description that it says. There's no spoilers, no hints. It's not giving you anything of what's going on. Hopefully the internet doesn't spoil it before it comes out. 40 pages, $6. Are you guys super pumped about the conclusion to King in Black here? So I want to know in the comments below. And there you have it, guys. There is my top 10 most anticipated comic books for next week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this list. Now, to be entered in that Road to 10K X-Men giveaway, guys, all I want to know in the comment section below is, where does Venom go from here? Right? What's your prediction when it comes to Venom? Who would you like seeing it written by? What would you like to see out of the character? Any of those types of comments when it's related to Venom and the next chapter for Eddie Brock, leave it in the comments below and you will be entered in that contest. So until next time, guys, I'll leave you more content right here to check out. Thank you so much for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0 and enjoy those comics, guys. Take care. Bye.